ITZY debuted in 2019 with a bang, quickly capturing the hearts of K-pop fans with their strong girl crush concept, catchy beats, and standout performances. But recently, the group has been under a magnifying glass, with fans and critics alike debating whether ITZY is truly losing their popularity. Is ITZY flopping as some would claim? Or is this simply a case of misinterpreting their place in the ever-changing K-pop scene? Let's take a closer look and dissect whether ITZY's supposed decline is real or just a narrative spun by the public. ITZY made an explosive debut in 2019 with Dalla Dalla, a track that quickly became a hit, showcasing their strong individuality, confidence, and catchy sound. Their success was not only a result of their unique concept but also the solid backing of JYP Entertainment. But as time passed and the K-pop scene evolved, ITZY's releases began to face a shift. While they've had some chart-topping hits, their subsequent comebacks, such as Not Shy and Mafia in the Morning, didn't capture the same level of attention as their earlier songs. And that's where the term flopping started to creep in. When you analyze their performance on the charts, ITZY's songs are still performing decently in terms of album sales and streams, but they're not breaking records the way they used to. Tracks like Loco and Sneakers were successful in their own right, but didn't receive the same immense love from the public that Dalla Dalla or Wannabe had. Could it be that ITZY is losing relevance? Or is it just that their early success set expectations so high that now every comeback is under a magnifying glass? Public opinion plays a significant role in K-pop's narrative. If a group starts to fall behind in terms of major wins, you can bet the fan base and the media will start to echo the narrative that they're flopping or losing popularity. Fan expectations also play a huge role in shaping how a group's success is perceived. When ITZY first debuted, they were new, fresh, and had that strong, empowering sound that made them stand out in a sea of groups with similar concepts. But as the K-pop industry rapidly evolves, the group is now faced with a crowded girl group scene, with younger idols and groups pushing the boundaries of what was once considered the ITZY sound. Groups like Les Seraphim and Hive are quickly becoming powerhouses in the industry, leaving ITZY with more competition for attention. Does this mean ITZY is flopping, or are they just feeling the pressure of newer, younger contenders entering the market? It's easy for fans and critics to throw around the term flop when groups are no longer dominating the same way they did before. But that's not always a reflection of the group's true popularity. It could simply be a shift in public focus toward the new wave of K-pop stars. Another factor to consider is ITZY's musical direction. K-pop fans can be incredibly fickle when it comes to sound, and sometimes groups that try to expand their musical horizons can lose their footing. ITZY is no exception. They've consistently stuck to their girl crush concept, with powerful dance beats and confident, bold messages. However, their later songs seem to explore more experimental sounds, and not everyone is vibing with the shift. When a group becomes known for a particular style, fans expect more of the same. ITZY's attempt to experiment might have been a calculated move to evolve as artists, but the disconnect between fans' expectations and the music they're receiving might be contributing to the perception that the group is flopping. The reality is that the group is still evolving. It's just that not all of their new moves are being embraced, especially when it comes to their hardcore fanbase who crave the same energy and sound that first made them famous. One of the most significant factors in the perception that ITZY is flopping is social media, with fans and critics alike using platforms like Twitter and YouTube to voice their opinions. It doesn't take much for a negative narrative to spread like wildfire. Once people start using words like flop, it's only a matter of time before the narrative sticks, even if the reality is more nuanced. On platforms like Twitter, negative feedback about ITZY's recent releases can snowball quickly, overshadowing their actual achievements. It's a dangerous cycle because fans may begin to internalize these opinions and start questioning their support for the group. However, it's worth noting that ITZY still maintains a strong and dedicated fan base. Their fandom, ITZY, remains passionate and vocal, and the group still enjoys impressive album sales, indicating that their fan base hasn't entirely deserted them. But it's not just the negative narrative. Some fans are simply more critical of ITZY's musical direction because they've grown with them. The fans who loved ITZY from the start want to see them continue to evolve, but they also want to see them stay true to the elements that originally drew them in. Disappointment can stem from expectation, and if a group doesn't live up to those expectations, the response can often lean toward labeling their efforts a flop. So, is ITZY really flopping? Or is this just a product of K-pop's ever-changing landscape and the rapid rise of competition? The truth lies somewhere in between. While their recent comebacks might not be shattering records, ITZY is far from a group that's completely fallen off. They still have a loyal fan base, strong sales, and international recognition. The real issue is that they're no longer dominating in the way they once did, and fans have grown used to instant, overwhelming success. But let's be real, flopping is a strong word for a group that still manages to sell out concerts, gain sponsorships, and make headlines in the media. What ITZY needs to do now is adapt. They need to focus on navigating the evolving K-pop landscape while also staying true to their core values as a group. They don't need to chase after trends or try to compete with the newer groups directly. They just need to find their own place in the ever-changing scene. ITZY's future isn't doomed. They just need to keep evolving while staying authentic to what makes them who they are. The flop narrative is a little too premature. What ITZY really needs is a solid comeback that strikes the right balance between their signature sound and growth as artists.